Alabama's cold summer continues. The Tide stay red hot, landing a commitment from five-star wide receiver Caleb Cunningham. Just moments ago, another five-star commitment for the Crimson Tide. This time, it's the number 2 ranked wide receiver in America. And I got Tim Watts from Bama Online. We're going to break this whole thing down. But first, Alabama fans, hit subscribe to the On3 Recruits page. It is a exciting summer. We need you guys to be a part of it. Hit the subscribe button for me, please. All right, let's bring in Tim Watts. And Tim, there are a lot of leaders in this recruitment for Caleb Cunningham. A lot of leaders. Seemingly every official visit he went on, he loved. But in the end, after he had time to kind of think it all over, it's Alabama. How did Alabama win this?
You know, it's funny. We had an interview with him early on, and I think it was one of the earliest the interviews where he said he didn't want to go home. I don't know if that necessarily includes being a leader, but that puts you pretty high up there. So I think they just, a coordinated effort. Jamarcus Shepard does a great job at Alabama. There's been some ties there to the state of Mississippi that was left over with Robert Gillespie recruits Mississippi. Freddie Roach has been in Mississippi. And then you add Jamarcus Shepard. And look, everything we've heard about Coach Shep, as they call him, has been nothing but positive. He's very deep into his evals. He watches a lot of film. He's very hands-on with his receivers. And, we knew this class was going to be small. Last year they had Ryan Williams. They had Caleb Odom, who was a tight end at the time, but we had him as a 5-star. He ends up at wide receiver. So they were really looking for quality over quantity, and Caleb's about as much quality as you can get.
Man, so big addition. But why did Kalen DeBoer and his staff zero in on Caleb Cunningham? From an X's and O's standpoint, what is it that Alabama loves about him?
Well, when you look, he's similar to Ryan Williams in a lot of ways. He's got that prototypical NFL wide receiver. He's actually 2 inches, an inch and a half taller than Ryan Williams. Great ball skills. He can go up and get it. He's fast. And he's nearby. It's Mississippi. It's not far from the state of Alabama. He's been a frequent visitor, so everything kind of just clicked and fell into place there. I think he's a compliment, too, to what they're recruiting in this staff. They have in this class. They have Lotzir Brooks, who's committed. He's at 5'11", smaller back, probably more of a slot. And Caleb can just slide outside, but he does a lot of things. His skill set, his catch radius, everything from his burst to his hands to his explosion, everything you want to see from a wide receiver, he checks all those boxes.
Yeah, an absolutely huge pickup. And, Alabama's not done. They want more 5-star wide receivers. Well, there's one that they're locked in on, and that's Khalil Lockett. We know Lockett. There's a couple more weeks until he comes off the board, and we're looking at about August 7 for his commitment. Do you think Caleb Cunningham on the commit list helps or hinders the landing of a Khalil Lockett?
I've talked to a lot of people about Lockett. I don't think he's the kind of kid that worries about who's on campus, who's on the team, who's coming with him. I think he's pretty confident. Another 5-star guy. Alabama made a great impression on their official visit. Texas is a school we hear a lot about. There's a few others, obviously. That's not his final 2. He's kept it pretty quiet, but he's a guy that when Keelan Russell committed, Alabama's newly anointed 5-star composite player who came to visit Alabama simply because Keelan had committed there. So he's a guy they pushed for. Still ways to go, as you said. We're a long ways out for making a prediction, but Alabama's in it, and I think they have to be really happy with the way the dominoes are falling at wide receiver.
They have to be. And we're here today because the number 2 wide receiver in America just committed to Alabama. So Bama fans, talk to us in the comment section below. How do we feel about Caleb Cunningham? How do we feel about this recruiting class? Let's talk about it. Comment section below.